All this shit's got me in the mood to talk about my paranormal stuff. So, I feel like, by the way, I'm home with shingles. I got a little spot on my eye, so I'm using a filter. I have a little spot down here, but that's been here for a while. And I think they're connected somehow, but everyone thinks I'm crazy. But what else is new? Anyway, how did I get into paranormal investigating? Easy answer, I died. And the person who walked me through the final minutes of my death, long story short, I did not know I was allergic to bees. I was in Pennsylvania, away, young kid. It got sucked into my hoodie and it stung me, I think, twice. One might have been a bite, I don't know, but there was 2 puncture wounds right above my heart. Didn't know I was allergic to bees. It only takes 15 minutes to kill a person, especially when they sting you on the heart. It's escalated. I was walking to work. Halfway to work, at exactly 15 minutes from there, I walked into work with my lips touching my nose, my eyes almost swollen shut, unable to talk because my tongue was swollen, and my boss called 911. I literally died with the paramedics working on me. And the person, I get very emotional talking about this, the person that was like, Lizzie, I need you to stay calm. You're doing great. You're doing so great. Don't you worry. Everything's going to work out. Everything's going to be fine. You're going to get more time here. It's going to hurt for a little tiny bit, but pain leaves. Life is going to go on. Just hang on. And the minute this man started talking to me, instant calm. I basically suffocated to death. My throat closed and I couldn't get air. So, in my opinion, what I've been told, it's the same as drowning or dying in a fire from the smoke inhalation. It took a long time for me to die, and I remember every second of it. I remember my last breath, and I had no fear because of that man. So I woke up from this experience, and I wanted to see him. I wanted to thank him and hug him and shake his hand. So I went to the paramedic/fire barn place because it was a small town. And on the wall in memoriam was his picture. He had died 2 years before. I stopped questioning everything I ever saw as a child or anything that happened to me because I had a lot of bad shit happen to me. I was the only kid in my family that I know of that has really high spiritual gifts. I was so good as a medium when I was a kid. I was playing with other kids and I thought they were real. I had no idea that no one else couldn't see them, that only I could. I could see spirits vividly. I can't even do that now. I mean, very rare can I see that spirit really wants me to see them if I can see a whole body. I get legs, I get arms, I get a head. But not so much, not as clear as when I was a child. I literally went to school and told the school that my grandpa died in kindergarten because I hung out with my grandpa I never met. Actually, correction, I think I did meet him, but he died when I was like, I don't know, a couple months, a year, maybe 2 years, where no memories really stick. And I was really sad because I had fun hanging out with him, and everyone was like, oh my God, and they went and got my brother and sister. They're like, your grandpa died last night? And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? My grandpa's fine. Yeah, my ancestors always had came to me before then. I had an aunt pass away. Same time period when I died, a couple months later, I had pneumonia. And I was in bed sick and my aunt passed away and I couldn't make it to her funeral. And I was so distraught. Like, her daughter and I are only 3 months apart. She was like a fucking twin to me. So it was like devastating that I couldn't be home for her. My aunt came to me in a dream, and I woke up with the police knocking on my door because I had a lot of real bad thoughts. And I had talked to someone, and they had managed to call a wellness check on me, and thank God they did. It was my aunt, that dream that woke me up. And as soon as I woke up, right before I woke up, all I remember her in this dream, me and my cousin were waitressing together. And at the end of it, she said, be good, Lizzie. Couple years later, when I came home, Guess where I worked? I worked at Texas Roadhouse with my cousin Jenny, who got me the job. So I feel like my Aunt Linda, she was passing away in the hospital, and they considered her brain dead. And as soon as I walked in the room, her eyes that hadn't moved, I don't care what anyone said, looked right at me. I put on headphones and I played all of the Garth Brooks songs, all the songs that reminded her of her dad that passed away. And I forgot my phone, and they wanted to give her a sponge bath, so they asked the family to step out. And I was like, oh God, I forgot my phone. So I went in, and her eyes, both of her eyes, were open and looking directly at the door, and I could just see rage and like, I'm not done fighting yet. And I instantly went in the hall and cried. Like, I was over, all I could feel was her feelings. And she lived for a week longer. They took her off the machine, and my aunt held on for oh my God, for a week with no, like, they took her off the ventilator. She lived an extra week, and she was technically brain dead. So I feel, in my gut, I always made excuses until that thing in Pennsylvania happened, and then I didn't know where to go with it. Like, nobody in my family was like, hey, I got visited by Grandma last night. Or, do you think this house is haunted because someone was standing at the end of my bed? I used to wake up with scratches. I used to have that sleep paralysis where I was held down in bed as a child. And the thing was, like, getting scared. Like, crazy, scary-ass images in your face. Picture yourself, okay? Little 5-year-old. Everyone tells you monsters aren't real, but every time you go to bed and you wake up in the middle of the night, specifically between 3 and 3:30 a.m., and there's this fucking old hag just in your face, and everybody tells you that shit ain't real. You know, so I was suppressed. It happens to us mediums because nobody understands us. So that is why I'm a paranormal investigator for kids and people like me who've walked this whole life suppressing their own gifts, or they don't know they have a gift and they're attacked. I'm here for you, homies. Also, I want to learn a lot, and I can only meet people who are like me. They're at certain jobs, you know? I don't know how to be a medium yet. I just know that I am one. I have to hang out with more mediums who didn't grow up suppressed, who know how to help people who are suppressed be unsuppressed. So I'm learning. But also, my personal opinion, my calling specifically is for the victims. Because of what happened to me as a child, some people don't live through that. They don't get to get up and have their whole life, and their life stops in that horrific, horrible moment. Maybe their bodies are abandoned. Maybe they're buried in someone's basement. Maybe someone got away with it, or someone was framed for their murder. And their soul can literally not be at peace until somebody says, there they are. Oh my God, this horrible thing happened to them. They want to matter. They want to count. They don't want to be garbage lost somewhere or buried in secrets. Because somebody took something from them, they want to be remembered. They want to be found. They want to come home. They want to complete the circle. It doesn't necessarily mean they're earthbound, but a lot of them are. I can't imagine if someone murdered me and buried me in the woods and my family was still on this planet and had no idea where I was. Bet your ass I would find a medium to help me. I'm your gal. I'll go walking through the woods. I will follow your lead, and I will bring your bones home. That's my calling. A lot like Anubis, helping me back to life. I might not have remembered what we talked about, but a lot of what I do is finding restless spirits who don't deserve it. Help them go home and push out the evil that threaten and harm the lives of people that don't deserve it. They have time on this realm. They're in life right now, and they shouldn't be punished by dark or evil things. So it's part of my job too. That's